In this video, we'll explore measures of central tendency. And typically when we say this, we're talking about the mean, the median, and the mode. Now, we can calculate all three of those values using Excel. For instance, when we want the mean, we know that that is just the average. So that equals average, and I can highlight my data. Now, for the median, I can go through and I can say, okay, there's 29 pieces. So I could say that would be in the middle of 29, would put me at item number 15. Now I gotta remember I've got a header row, so really I'd look at cell 16, and the median should be 85. Or I can do equals, and if I start typing median, that comes up as a formula, and I could highlight all my data again. My median's 85. Now mode is not so nice in Excel, because if I look here, I have 81 showing up twice, 86 showing up twice, 90 showing up twice, and 91 showing up twice, and 94 showing up twice. So I've got a lot of values that are modes for this data because my mode is sets of 2. However, if I try using mode, I'm just a M-O, look, there's a mode, it says dot multiple, mode dot single, and even like an old code mode. The problem is, even if I use this multiple, and I try it, and I highlight all my data, it only gives me one of those. Now if we look back at this multiple, it tells us we could try the transpose to get a horizontal array, so maybe we try that and just see what happens. It says equal transpose, and we want the mode dot multiple, and we want to look at all these values again. And again, even if I move my chart, it's not giving me more than just the single value. So that's the only problem, is that Excel will not give you multiple modes. It will only give you one of them. So mode you're going to have to look for manually. You can use that to help you find maybe one of them. But really a lot of times we look at means and medians anyway. And now we got to think about what is more representative of our data. A lot of times we just use the average because it's the most common one that's discussed. And the reason it's often the most used is because we assume data to be normal or have that nice bell curve. But a lot of times that may not be the case. We may instead have data that's skewed, where more of it shows up in one area than in another. And when that happens, we're better off using the median because that helps shift by position, whereas extreme outlier values are not going to influence the median as much as they do the mean. So whenever you think about what's the best way to look at my data, plot it like we do with our histogram. Say to yourself, is this relatively symmetric, or is it more skewed toward one direction? If it's more skewed, you might want to reconsider using the median instead.